Hi guys, and on this week's BartenderHQ.com podcast we are talking about the newest speakeasy to open in Birmingham. We're talking about how to make the most of huge events happening in the media for your bar and how you can make the most of them. So let's get on with the show.
Welcome to the BartenderHQ.com podcast. Find us on Facebook and Twitter at BartenderHQ. Here's your host, David Eden-Sangwell.
So yes, on this week's show, I have been down to the Suds Duds in Birmingham, brand new speakeasy bar, to meet up with my good friend Sam Boulton, who is the head bartender there. Used to work with him back in the old days at TGI Fridays, and he was actually a busser there. He's gone on to some great things. He was a finalist with the Monkey Shoulder Ultimate Bartender Championship with his bar from Leeds. And he's doing a cracking job there. He's also been working recently with Rub, which was the American smokehouse that I've been featuring a couple of their drinks and their exceptionally spicy wings that I love so very, very much. He was working there in the meantime, shot over to Suds Duds, and now he's put in his cocktail menu there. So we'll have a look at a couple of the drinks that I had a taste of while I was there. The first one was Netflix and Chill, which is a great name for a cocktail. Looked just like a little bucket of popcorn, as you would get it from the cinema, with a couple of little Admit One tickets attached to it as well. It looks really, really good. Really, really nice tasting drink. Spiced rum based. I'll make sure that the ingredients come up somewhere up here. And absolutely superb. Really love the look of this drink. I think one of the restrictions at this place is that they're not allowed to serve glass over the bar. Because of its location, it's right on one of the busiest streets in Birmingham in terms of bars, on Broad Street, or just off onto Gas Street, I believe it is. So I don't think they're allowed to pass bottles and glassware over the bar. So everything was going into plastics or something a bit different. So obviously the Netflix and Chill was going in like a coffee cup, to-go cup kind of thing. And the second drink that I tried out, which was their Oreo Espresso Martini, it was also rum-based actually, but with a really cool Oreo syrup that they make in-house there. And that was served in a little kind of, I think, enamelled metal mug, so it was kind of like the sort of thing you'd have when you go camping, topped with a bit of whipped cream and an Oreo cookie. Again, very, very tasty, and not a million miles away from the espresso martini style drink that I made the other week that I published on the site. I'll pop a link up to that as well, but that was using the Golden Mauritius rum and kind of doing a twist on that espresso martini style, but using the rum. The Golden Mauritius worked perfectly because of its hazelnut notes, and Sam's creation was also excellent. He does like to change up his menu very, very often, but thank you, Sam, very much for your hospitality. It was a pleasure. The place looks awesome. There was tables made of bathtubs and all kinds of great stuff there. So if you're in Birmingham, get down to Suds Duds. It's the place that looks like a launderette just off Broad Street. I think at the weekends you might need a password to get in true speakeasy style as well, so get in touch with the guys there and they will hook you up. I really like the idea of this Netflix and Chill drink because it really taps into something that's current in our culture, and that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about today. So Star Wars, it's out tomorrow, I believe. Assuming I can get this podcast live today. I'm recording this on Wednesday. I think Thursday night is the big release for Star Wars The Force Awakens. So you will have seen on the website already. If you haven't, pop over and have a look at it. But there is a Poe Dameron cocktail on there. There's a whole bunch more of those on the way over the next week or so. So as people get to actually seeing the movie, hopefully some of these cocktails will take their fancy and people will make themselves some cool drinks over Christmas. But also, the main thing that I wanted to talk about is how you can actually capitalise on these events in the media to bring more people into your bar, or at least get more attention for your bar. So, for example, for New Year's Eve this year at Reflex, the nightclub where I'm working currently, we have a Star Wars theme. So we have all the staff are going to be dressed up in Star Wars kind of outfits. We've got Star Wars balloons coming, and we've done a custom cocktail menu based on Star Wars characters as well. So I'll pop that up on the screen behind me just over here, and you'll be able to see some of the drinks that we're going to be doing this New Year's Eve. Now, as I've mentioned in the past, when I do custom menus, I prefer, unless I've got something really in mind that I just have to put on that menu, or some kind of ingredient that really works because of the style that you're doing, just rename some of your drinks and you'll be well away. So that's the kind of menu that I've gone for here. So as you can see, the drinks that have come up, pretty much standard stuff, all based on the same normal prices that we do. But there's a couple of interesting things, make it look a bit funky, and we'll change some garnishes, that sort of thing. So we're going to have glow sticks to make it look like lightsabers, all that kind of thing, and some fun games going on the night, and just kind of have a bit of fun with it. So rather than trying to completely revamp your menu and create new drinks, so much easier to go with this kind of thing. But because you're tapping into something that's so popular in society in general at the time, so things like Star Wars with the movie release, which is easily going to be the biggest movie release of the sort of 5 years at least, I would have thought. They did something like 8 times more pre-sales than any other movie of all time. So it's a huge phenomenon. Everyone's talking about it, so why not get a piece of that action for your bar? Now, what are you guys doing for Christmas in your bars? Do you have a custom menu? Do you have something cool going on for New Year? Have you got special events going on? I'd love to hear from you guys, so post up on either the BartenderHQ website. We've got a comment section at the bottom of every post, and I'd love to hear, just even if it's just as much as where you work, where you're working right now, what your favourite cocktail is. Submit a cocktail to me, I'll feature it on the site, and I'd love to share that with the rest of the Bartender HQ community. Let's all help each other to make better drinks. So that's going to be about it for this week's Quickie podcast. It's Christmas coming up, we're all super busy, running around, running extra nights at the nightclub, all that sort of thing. So, but do keep an eye for the Flair course. It's coming first thing in January. I've been shooting footage for it today, getting that edited up, so keep your eyes open. And if you want that exclusive discount on the Flair course, join our mailing list by going to bartenderhq.com/sign up. That's it for me for this week, and we'll see you next week on the BartenderHQ.com podcast.